Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fantastic episode of Game. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, email us gameshowchat@gmail.com, and follow us on Twitter @gameshowchat. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about the New 52, also known as the DC Comics Reboot. We're going to be talking about that, and was it really necessary? Is it something that they're just doing just for more money? So right now, we're going to welcome Waffles to the panel, and we got Megashawn. So gentlemen, game on. Let's talk about this one. What do you guys feel?
Well, I think from what I see what they're trying to do, from a whole movie marketing television perspective, when they did it was more of a soft reboot. It wasn't like a clean slate of paper and they rebooted everything. Like, for instance, Superman, you know, they changed everybody's costume. Just little minor alterations with Superman. They got rid of the underwear on the outside thing, you know. They kind of made it a little more up to date, and they're sticking with it. You know, usually when they change the costumes, they go back to the original. Like, no, this is his new costume, and that's it. And he's not married to Lois anymore. Like, he's more in touch with his, you know, his alien side than he was back then. You know.
I thought you were about to say he was in touch with the feminists. I was about to be like, okay.
No. He's dating Wonder Woman now. So
he took Batman's girl.
Exactly.
See, and then that was what, well, I wasn't a fan of him taking Batman's girl, but that was what I started to like about it in regards to Superman, was that he was dating someone that was kind of his caliber. Lois Lane, she makes him weak. You know, she falls off buildings. You got to go save her. You know, you're supposed to be saving a radioactive, you know, nuke from going off. But hold on a second. Lois is calling me. She's falling. Or if you take it back to the older movies with Christopher Reeves, you have decided to rewind the world because she's driving around some random canyon, you know, and falls into a fault. Whereas when something like this happens and he's now dating Wonder Woman, you know, these are some of the things you really don't have to worry about. Is, you know, she can handle her own.
Right. Wonder Woman's not going to get locked in the car, sit in the car, watch a crack coming towards her car for the 5 minutes in a row, instead of jumping out the car and like you said, she died. He had to rewind the entire world. So yeah, I can see that. I can see how that could be necessary. For anybody that's kind of wondering, though, if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, this DC reboot happened in 2011. So they've been, like you said, it's been something that's ongoing. It's not just a quick fix. We're going to do it and then go back to what we did. So it seems like you said, and now here's the problem, though, that there's some major storylines that happened. Did they keep those in play? Like, for example, the Batman Death in the Family storyline or the War of the Lanterns. Did all that stuff stay part of the canon? Or what?
Yeah, they didn't really touch, say, Batman and the Green Lantern series. Like, they did some minor alterations, like Batgirl, she healed from her paralysis, so she's, you know, Barbara's Batgirl now, you know, and
wow.
But
didn't stop her from getting stalked by the Joker.
But like in Green Lantern, they kept going on, like that story just streamrolled on, you know, to the War of the Lanterns they had going on there, but when they introduced Justice League, that kind of took place 5 years. It kind of had an introduction to the Justice League, kind of like how, you know, the Avengers, you know, how they're doing the Avengers now, you know, how they all got together.
Okay. It
took place 5 years before, but you know, it's updated now, but it shows how they all got together and met each other.
So it's not Super Friends. We don't have them all of a sudden just coming together, Hall of Justice. This is literally, they're all independent agents doing their own thing. And okay, now we came together because...
I believe it was Darkseid. I think it was, wasn't that when they first, Darkseid, they brought them together in that reboot?
Well, Darkseid will bring anybody. You'll need everything you got for Darkseid. So that's pretty cool, though.
Now, was that Jeff Johns that was doing Aquaman?
No, he wasn't doing Aquaman. He did a Green Lantern, and he did Justice League reboot, too.
Okay, well, who did the Aquaman? Because that's what it kind of seems like he was the only person who actually needed.
I think Jeff Johns did do the Aquaman.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but it seems like he made
Aquaman relevant. Like,
yeah,
a lot of people
was
were
why
like,
they had to do that. Is because, okay, well, we got to redo Aquaman because we got to get rid of the blonde hair and the one arm. So let's go and get this Ryan Gosling-esque guy, you know, with some muscle, and let's, you know, give him his lady, and then push him, you know, and then while we're at it, hey, why don't we take Superman's underwear off and, you know, have him dating somebody, you know, more relevant to his, you know, to his caliber.
So it sounds like Jeff Johns must be the man that they got to go to for the cure to cancer, because if you can make Aquaman relevant, man, that man's a genius. They need to let him do everything for the DC universe. Now, here's the one thing when I was doing some research on this, they were saying that I guess when the reboot happened, just like anything, it was criticism. And one of the criticisms that came up that I thought was kind of funny was, I guess people were complaining about they over-sexualized some of the female characters. Now, if you look, these are their original costumes, Power Girl and Wonder Woman here. Wonder Woman's wearing a swimsuit, and Power Girl's wearing not much more than a swimsuit. So what's the problem? I mean, so what? They've been over-sexualized for the past 80,000 years of comic books. I know there's plenty of women out there that cosplay that are trying to look like this, and there's a few that do look like this. And when they do, thank God bless you for everything you do, because I enjoy looking at your pictures and your videos. However, there's a lot of women that don't look like that. So I think those are probably the women that are complaining about the over-sexualization. What do you guys think about that, though?
I'm not going to touch that one. I'm going to go and get out on the waffles.
See, they had a funny issue. That's funny because Wonder Woman had a costume change. I don't know if you remember, where she was wearing jeans and, like, you know, the leather coat,
What
like
was it?
robe kind
Wonder
of.
Woman 600 or something like that.
Yeah,
I think was the issue.
that didn't last that long. Like, and then they were like, put her back in that, and.
Well, okay.
See, it's like they don't know what they want. Like,
They don't. They
you
don't.
Put her in jeans, and you know,
okay,
she
here's
looks
the thing.
normal now.
They had Wonder
and-
Woman like that in that show with Linda Carter for a couple seasons, however long it lasted, and it worked. Then they try to reboot Wonder Woman as a TV show with the girl that played Lady J in the second G.A. Joe movie, but they put pants on her. It's like, that girl looks great. Why are you putting pants on her trying to cover her up? Make her look like Linda Carter's costume, and here we go. Let's just have a Wonder Woman show, but they didn't want to do that. Now, understand, Power Girl, I guess in the reboot, she lost her independent book that she had originally, and she started dating Mr. Terrific. Now, there was complaints about that. I think the complaints are like, they didn't want Mr. Terrific, a black man with like a red tee or whatever over his face, dating this maid of might with the blonde hair and the big boobs. I think that they were just trying to hog all the blonde hair and big boobs for themselves and keeping it away from the brother, Mr. Terrific. But that's all right too, though. I mean, that's what they do.
Possible.
So I mean, hey. So anything else about the 52 reboot that you guys think is kind of? I mean, where do you guys see it going from now?
Well, you know, as everybody knows, you know, I'm a fan of Batman. How much more can this man take? He loses his mother, he loses his father, you take his son. He's had a Robin, taken from him. What? I mean, the man's gonna, he's either gonna not be Batman anymore and become regular, or he's either gonna go further off the edge. But it's just like, no matter what happens, it just doesn't get any better for the guy.
Okay, well, now hold on. Now again, I like comic books. I haven't been reading them as much because, unfortunately, they are the most expensive hobby in the world next to video games.
What about?
Well, statues are different. That's not reading. That's visual. Never mind. So I mean, we're gonna leave that one alone. But I mean, so didn't Batman Incorporated come from the New 52 reboot, or was that something that happened before?
That happened right before that.
Okay.
And then
all
they
right.
relaunched it.
I think that's my next one that I need to go ahead and get the graphic novel. Is the Batman reboot?
And that's the thing with the 52. It's accessible to a certain extent. I mean, you can bring in a lot of new readers that's coming from the Superman movie or the new Batman release series, and they can get into it. So that was mainly their aim. There was to launch New 52.
Get a new generation or a younger generation of comic book fans now involved to because obviously the sexy sells. So.
Well, look, I will never ever. You will never hear me say that a woman should not have a scantily clad outfit on in front of me if she looks good in that scantily clad
sells.
outfit. It does sell, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have no problems with that whatsoever. What I do have a problem with, and somebody's been hijacking our feeds on the rants lately, is this gentleman that calls himself the Fandarin. Now, this Fandarin character, I mean, look, you know what? I've been trying to figure out how to do it. I'm going to approach it right now. I hate the hijack game, but we're going to do it real quick before we close. Fandarin, I'm going to give you my home address, buddy. The address is 8080 Malibu Point. My name is GQ. Come on over. The door is unlocked. You want to have it out? We can have it out because this is getting ridiculous, hijacking all of our rants with your costume and your robe and all that stuff. But that's all right, though. You know what, gentlemen? This has been a great topic. We're going to have to make sure that we come back to this one, maybe a couple of tapings from now just to figure out if anything's changed, if they've decided to do some huge Flashpoint style thing with this. But if you want to get on the conversation and tell us what you think about the New 52, make sure you go to gameshowchat@gmail.com, email us. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit us up on Twitter @GameShowChat. Make sure you get in on the conversation and watch out for the Fandarin. Gentlemen, game over. Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman and Robin, Aquaman, Black
Vulcan, Samurai, Apache Chief, El Dorado. Together, these are the Super Friends.
I love it. I modeled my body after the female form depicted in comic books.